Hello, this is the 40th issue of Catch of the Day, available on the Branch Talk YouTube channel. We're going to continue today reading from Trent Wildy's book, A Change in the Priesthood, A Change in the Law. Starting midway through page number 8. As we have seen in previous studies, this psalm presents two Yahwehs. The first is the one mentioned in verse 4 to 5, who starts speaking in verse 6. The second Yahweh is introduced in verse 7 by the first Yahweh. The second Yahweh is then quoted as saying to the first Yahweh, "You are my son. This day I have begotten you." This plainly reveals two Yahwehs, one a father and the other his son. The psalm presents the Son as honored and glorified by the Father. For example, the Father says to the Son in verse 8, "Ask me, and I will give you the nations as your inheritance, the ends of the utmost parts of the earth for your possession." Psalms 2, verse 8. Here, the Son is given rulership and authority by the Father. Now let us look at the 110th Psalm. Footnote at the bottom of page 8, footnote number 6. See the two Messiahs and Jesus Christ, September 14, 2013, Psalms 2, September 20th, 2013, and Psalms 2 continued. The War Against Yahweh and His Anointed, September 21, 2013, footnote number 7. While the idea of multiple Yahwehs is new to most today, it was a well-known teaching in antiquity and was used by the early followers of Christ to prove the deity of the Messiah and the plurality of the Godhead. See Two Powers in Heaven by Alan F. Segal. Footnote number 8. It is worth noting that Psalm 110 is the most quoted Old Testament passage in the New Testament. Page 9. Yahweh said to my Lord, "Sit down at my right hand until I make your enemies your footstool." Yahweh extends your scepter of strength out from Zion. Rule in the midst of your enemies. Your people will willingly follow you in the day of your power, in the glories of the holy ones. You are begotten from the womb before the dew of the rosy dawn. Yahweh has sworn by his oath and will not revoke it. You are a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. Yahweh at your right hand strikes down kings in the day of his wrath. Psalms 110, 1-5. Here again, we have two Yahwehs. The first is mentioned by name in verse 1, where he speaks to my Lord, who is told to sit at his Yahweh's right hand. Then, in verse 5, we read of Yahweh at your right hand, showing that the my Lord at the right hand of Yahweh in verse 1 is actually Yahweh as well. Also, as was the case in Psalms 2, we here have a begotten Yahweh, who is to rule over his enemies, and who is honored by the other Yahweh. What is unique about this psalm is that the begotten Yahweh is sworn into an everlasting priesthood after the order of Melchizedek. The author of Hebrews is quoting these passages in order to show that there is indeed another priesthood to be established, not after this order of Aaron, but after the order of Melchizedek. Any Jew who accepts the prophecies of David must accept this reality. What this means, though, still needs to be threshed out. Thus, Hebrews continues, "Now this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God, met Abraham as he was returning from defeating the kings and blessed him." Genesis 14:17-19. To him also Abraham apportioned a tithe of everything. Genesis 14, verse 20. His name first means King of Righteousness, then King of Salem, that is, King of Peace. Without father, without mother, without genealogy, he has neither beginning of days nor end of life, but is like the Son of God, and he remains a priest for all time. But see how great he must be if Abraham the patriarch gave him a tithe of his plunder, and those of the sons of Levi who receive the priestly office have authorization according to the law to collect a tithe from the people, that is, from their fellow countrymen, although they too are descendants of Abraham. But Melchizedek, who does not share their ancestry, collected a tithe from Abraham and blessed the one who possessed the promise. Now, without dispute, the inferior is blessed by the superior, and in one case tithes are received by mortal men, while in the other by him who is affirmed to be alive. And it could be said that Levi himself, who receives tithes, paid a tithe through Abraham, for he was still in his ancestors Abraham's loins when Melchizedek met him. Hebrews 7, 1-10. Check all that out. Have a good day.